Rocky. What's up, brother? And Alexander's here. Welcome along, gentlemen. Hello, Echo. Good to have you along. Boss or not, you're the big boy at the top. All right, well, welcome along, guys. This is round 2 of the SFR GT Challenge. Qualifying is just about to come to an end. The grid will be set and we will be off and racing here at the Nurburgring GP. Today I will take you through the track, the drivers in just a short moment. So stick around for some exciting racing planned for today. Not long to go. Finally on a bit of a break, Echo. That's awesome. It means you can watch more racing. Andrea Lynn, thank you for following. We aren't far away from the start. And thank you to everyone who's joining us all over the place on Facebook, Twitch and YouTube as we go live here today. So yeah, we've got the SFR GT Challenge. This is round 2 here at the Nurburgring GP. CK leading the charge for the drivers, 34 points. Tactical Taco there with 28. Little Mac, Magic Man and Bekwa are the top 5. But we will be at the Nurburgring GP circuit. The conditions are fine here at midday, 30 laps. It is a track of 5 kilometers. The longest straight here is 620 meters and difference in elevation 56.7 meters. So there are a little bit of ups and downs for the drivers to navigate through, and exit through the last corner. Braking into the first one will be pivotal, especially for the first lap. We did see some climatic and dramatic starts in the elite division. Hopefully we can not see that today and avoid it. Get some good driving standards out there. Rusty Clark's like the stream. Thank you very much, Rusty. But yeah, there is that is where things are going to be won or lost today, I think. Getting a good qualifying run in and then a good run down the back straight as well, and keeping the speed into that final chicane will be another place where the drivers will try and maximize speed and gain some time. And also through the stadium section, the Mercedes Arena area, that is twisty, turny, a few lefts, a few rights here and they're long and they're boring. But if you can get the entry right and get on the power earlier, you will probably find yourself 5/10 to a second up at the end of the lap. So that's where drivers are going to need to work on today. Thank you very much, Rocky. And of course, causes, big thing here at SFR, breast cancer awareness today. That's what we're racing for. I think it's breast cancer. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rocky. I don't mean to get that one wrong. Now let's go through some of the drivers who have made it tonight. We have Desyth. He's qualified first. Hoodie in the Viper second, and yeah, launching off the start with that one. Let's see if he can beat the Audi of Desyth. Gel Speed in the AMG. Bekwa is there in the Volkswagen. Little Mac is in 5th. Andrea Lynn liked the stream. Thank you very much, Andrea. Your support today has been outstanding. Spec 1 from Rockefeller also in the favoured AMG. Alexis for Magic Man, he's 7th. CK, who won last week in the BMW, looks like he's going to start 8th. Interesting. Very interesting. Boys Noise is 9th. Dine Stag in the AMG as well, 10th. 305, or the Flying Dutchman driving for Rockefeller in the Jaguar, he's 11th. Too Rare in the Mustang. It's good to see a prancing horse out there. He's 12th. J-Rod is 13th. Big Red and Tactical Taco will finish the top 15. So we've got a full grid tonight. Very interesting. This is going to be quite a race. So don't go anywhere. We've only got about 2.5 minutes and we will get straight into the action. Yeah, whoever makes the least mistakes. Kyle's asking the question, who will make the least mistakes? I think CK is very capable of that. I would have to put my money on him. I have to put my money on CK. He was just so dominant last week, 2 weeks ago in round 1. Yeah, we're obviously hoping for less reds. That'll be nice. The drivers have been talked to them about driving standards, so hopefully that's gotten through. It didn't seem to get through in the FIA Nations Cup race they did there at Sardinia. That was atrocious. I don't know if anyone saw that. And I sort of tend to wonder if the drivers are more concerned about getting a quick lap and worried about where they usually brake rather than driving to race conditions. But it was an interesting situation that happened, and they had to throw their first ever red flag. It was because of the first turn 1 incident. They were saying it was a bug or something in the game, but that was just covering up for some crappy racing, I think. I don't know what everyone else thought about that. I don't want to give them a hard time, but I'm pretty sure that was the situation. And as a big eSport fan, you want to see the best racing up there when it's on a platform like that in front of so many people. It's a bit of a shame to see happen. But anyway, there was some good racing. Thank you, Rusty, as well. I love that you love coming along and watching these stuff. We're not long to go, so they should be starting anytime. So drivers are getting their compound. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting the Spa circuit this week, so can't wait for that. It's going to be really good as well after this. Next week we've got Monza for the Elite Division. Monza and then Pro will do that on the 10th of November. So we've got some big fast circuits coming up where the technical circuits and the more nimble cars were suited for the opening rounds. We're about to see those guys with the top end and more gears get an opportunity to make the most of it as we head to Monza after this Nürburgring race here today. 30 laps, of course. Yeah, Rocky, you're right. SFR is coming. Sorry, SFR's coming to SFR. Of course it is. Spa will be coming to the schedule. But when will it? You'll have to keep an eye out and your ear close to the floor for that one. And keep an eye on the upcoming races. As you can see, we're getting that. We've got the first 6 rounds on screen, but they will be getting updated shortly. And there's your top 5 as well if you're just tuning in. CK leading the charge in the SFR GT Challenge drivers. And the Stronger Together Racing team, also the winning team. So there's been just a short delay out on track, but everything should be getting ready to go right now. The drivers are there and ready. They're getting their instructions from the race director. And we should be good to go. If you are new here, my name is Josh Gahan. Welcome along. I run Demo 1 Garage. Here, broadcasting some of the best eSport events out there. SFR GT Challenge being one of them. And I'll be your commentator this evening. And don't forget, you can also check us out on Twitter at Demo1G and even leave a comment during the race. It will flash up on screen. Not unlike the ones already, but you get your own special Twitter splash that pops up. So here we go. Final is beginning. And welcome along to this SFR GT Challenge round number 2 here at the Nurburgring GP, the Pro Division. I'm your commentator, Josh Gahan, and welcome along. This is Demo 1 Garage, live eSport racing each and every week. Full grid. This is going to be a good one. Death Scythe on top with Hoodie, Gel Speed and Beckwar share the second row. Hashtag D1G, that is it. Thank you very much, Rocky. All right, we're waiting for the lights to go. Lights are flashing there, 4 reds. And we're underway and racing here at the Nurburgring GP. I think that was CK in the middle. He got a fantastic start, splitting the field down through the middle, obviously. STR Death Scythe getting caught out, and he's back down to 3rd already. And what a fantastic start from all the drivers. J-Rod's down there in 13th. Bit of contact with him and the Flying Dutchman. That's 305 Racing. But that was really clean and good to see. We've got cars going 3 wide into the Mercedes arena. This is where they need to get the power down. Tactical Taco, we were talking to him last week. He says he struggles early on before he gets the grips with the car he's driving. CK around the outside. That might be looked at later, as that seemed to be an overtake off and outside the track limits. But CK absolutely punishing through the circuit right now as we look in behind him. And CK would be the favourite, I think, to get a podium today. Look out for him. He's going to be making the least mistakes, I'd imagine. But good racing early on. Death Scythe out there in front of the Audi. It's Little Mac giving chase in the AMG. We got Gel Speed on his tail as well. And there is Beckwar and CK not too far in behind. It's going to be a long race for them. Remember, they've got to use the medium tyre for at least 1 lap. They've got fuel conservation as well to look after. Oh, Beckwar tries to dive it up the inside of Gel Speed. He gets pushed wide. Beckwar's losing spots as he readdresses that. Gel Speed gets back in, and CK is almost up to a podium. Oh, CK's wide. He's gone, skis. CK's gone. Absolute climatic for the big driver. What happened to CK? Watch this unfold. He was having such a good run. He kept out of the drama that was happening around him. Oh, he got pushed wide. And he just goes spinning and spinning. And there was not much he could do about that at that point. So CK has a lot of work ahead of him. Back to the front, though, it's Death Scythe leading. Only 7/10, and the slipstream will be what Little Mac is aiming to get here. It's a battle of the late braking at the moment. And we're on board with Little Mac, who is giving chase to the front man. And as you can see, soft tyres for our man here, and we've also got soft for Death Scythe at the front. It was a crazy opening lap, and look at the gap Death Scythe's opened up out of the arena. Little Mac is nowhere to be seen at this point in time. Great little racing happening. Magic Man, though, he's got a lot of work on his hands as the rest of the field, the mid-pack right now. There's 5, 6, 7 cars involved. And Magic Man is going to have to do a really aggressive job at defending. Tactical Taco's there. The man, too rare, in the Rockefeller Mustang. Squeezes up the inside and gets a position. Great little move for too rare on Tactical Taco. Some great racing here. Lap 2. Too rare. Going to bide his time at the moment. Cars are getting through nice and cleanly. We're on board with the 7th place Stag from the DNA team. So it looks like CK, there was some dramas there on the opening lap. Some of the drivers aren't happy. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. There's Spec 1 getting up the inside of Tactical Taco right now. It's going to be a drag race down to the front race. We've got one of the full attack drivers there, just behind Stag. They've all gone back into one by one, into the train. And Spec 1 might be having a go up the inside into turn 1. Big change of elevation. Tactical Taco almost gets caught out and spins. Just collects that as Spec 1 pulls away from the rest of the field. There's Stag trying to hold his own amongst some really quick drivers here in the Pro. J-Rod's moving forward as well. It's good to see J-Rod up amongst it for the full attack team. And I always do like looking at their Galaxy themed liveries. They're always really, really trippy to look at. And they stand out. Something different. I like it. But there he is in 9th position. Back up to a little bit further forward. Spec 1 in 6th. And you can see Magic Man, who had a lot of pressure on him just a lap ago, has now managed to ease that somewhat and build a bit of a gap here on 2 Rare. But a lot of these drivers now will be looking at strategy. Expect maybe the first drivers in around laps 6 to 7. So we'll have to wait and see. And whether or not we see anyone do the splash and dash routine, which sometimes does happen and it does work for them. Soft tyres at the moment for our man J-Rod, who's chasing Stag here. This is 2 Rare. Tactical Taco looked like he was mounting an attack, but he's been beaten somewhat. It is tough racing. Very tough racing. Spec 1 is nice and close with his teammate. J-Rod defended the position from Becquar there. 305 Racing's there in 11th. The Dutchman, Big Red down in 12th. And we've lost 2 drivers. We had 15, so we've lost 3 drivers from the start. That's an absolute shame to see, and I do not like it when people leave. 305 Racing there in 11th, and remember we can tick off his medium tyre, so if you're playing at home, tick that off. So he's the first one I can see on my list who's gotten rid of that medium. Back to the front though, it's Little Mac and Death Scythe. This duel is not cooling down at any point. Little Mac is still trying his hardest here to find a way through. The Audi though is being ever vigilant and blocking the run every time Little Mac tries to show a nose. Yes, you're right, Alexander. The driver, the host, does have choice to chuck a red or not. And we've just lost another driver there. I'm a little bit, it's a little bit of drama happening here through lap 4 here of this. It's we don't really see this happen, but it's a shame it's happened today. Some of the drivers seem to not be happy with some of the driving standards apparently. Hard racing is hard racing sometimes. And I know a lot of them do put a lot of effort and work in and laps in week to week. So to see it undone so early on is such a shame. And we really hope that they can work things out after. Spec 1 here though. Chucks one. And Magic Man's just, sorry, 2 Rare's just had to let that happen. And 2 Rare, not much he could do to fight that back. Tactical Taco there in 7th. He's fallen off the pace a little bit. And it looks like his tyre degradation might be getting to him, because his car does tend to slide early on until he gets the gist of it around 5 to 6 laps in. Here's 2 Rare though, in 6th place. Yeah, it's a shame, because we saw, I don't know if anyone saw the video I put up it was the incredible moments video. I would like to make that a regular segment, not just from the SFR Challenge races, but all the ones we do. But it was titled "Why You Never Give Up," and yeah, we basically saw Neen Tisto, who was fighting for 4th for so long, and he finally got it come the last lap. And yeah, I always go with the mentality that you should just keep driving, and you never know what could happen. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that we've lost so many drivers early on to some. I didn't see what happened, but we'll have to have a look once the race is over. So stick around, we might go and investigate that prior to this one. But we've got a race ahead of our hands, and we're 6th of the way through right now on lap 5. Yeah, Rocky making an interesting point. Because, yeah, they lose points now. I guess there'll be a drop round for some of those drivers. And it's really marred today's race, which is supposed to be good. And but hopefully we still got a lot of racing ahead of us, so don't let that get you down. But it's sad to see it happen. Stag there. Almost caught through the chicane, and they're going to follow each other through into the pit lane now. Let's check in with their tyre strategy at this point. Nataku makes a good point. Might have been a bit buggy. We can also take off Stag with our medium if you're driving at home. Tyres on here for Becquart. And Becquart's gone the medium at this point, and Stag just comes out ahead of him there. Becquart under all sorts of pressure from the Flying Dutchman in behind. Becquart right now on some new tyres, and he's got a lot of defending to do. The Dutchman looks like he's got everything squared away. He's got the pace and the traction out of the arena, and the Jaguar driver has pushed Becquart in the Volkswagen down to legs 11th. And 3 or 5 now inside the top 10, and he'll be working hard to push forward. Little Mac, though, still occupying 7th, and it looks like Death Scythe has been given a little bit of breathing room here on lap 6, as Little Mac has failed to catch up and make the overtake at any point. So I've got 3 drivers on the list at the moment who've done the mediums. We've got Becquart, Hyper, and Stag are the ones we've caught using the mediums. There's Gel Speed in 3rd place, and Rockefeller looking to get some really good points early on. And this is Magic Man right now, Spec 1, so 2 teammates. Looks like Rockefeller are going to score a good haul of points here today if they can remain in these positions. Death Scythe goes in, Spec 1 cuts away, and he goes in himself. Gel Speed will take the lead. Let's see what the race leader Death Scythe does. Straight on to the medium. So 2nd stint there. Death Scythe onto the mediums. This is Taco. Back out onto the softs, and 2 Rare. I think 2 Rare jumped a spot there. He's now in 7th place in front of Taco. They're going to be... Oh! Taco had to have some avoiding action. He was caught out under braking there, and he's done the right thing to avoid a collision. But yeah, just had to be very vigilant with that one. As you can see, Taco's at the moment on the softs. 2 Rares on the softs. And J-Rod looks to be coming into the pits very soon because his tyres are starting to wear away. Softs, new ones for Spec. Little Mac, softs. Oh, Magic Man running wide. Little Mac was there. Good little overtake. And Magic Man caught napping at the hairpin. Chasing up through the Schumacher S's. There's not much he can do at the moment, but the Lexus has been found wanting. And that green STR driver, Little Mac, managed to make an overtake very clean and left just enough racing room to keep it legal. Let's have a look and see what happened. a long way back, I think Little Mac was. And yeah, Magic Man did run a little bit wide. That's how he got up there so quickly. We're on board with Little Mac now. He's got Magic Man pressurising him up inside the gearbox. But Little Mac has got his eyes set squarely forward as we watch Gel Speed peel away into the pit stop here on lap 7. This is how that overtake unfolded. This is the replay of Little Mac going from 4th to 3rd. Just saw the gap open up. Magic Man running wide, and as you can see, the racing line opened up for him, and Little Mac took it. Great little overtake. And he's now up into 2nd place after the drivers in front, who ran a little bit of a longer stint, have peeled off and done their pit stop. The first stints are all now complete. Oh, Spec 1 charging in. That's going to wear his tyres up a little bit quicker than I think he'd like to. He's got to be careful he doesn't ask too much of them, and that's not the quickest way to turn a corner or go around a racetrack either. And yeah, he's going to need all the pace advantage he can get here, because any mistake will be punished, as we've seen so many time and time again in this close series, the SFR GT Challenge. Magic Man, can he get one back on him? He's a little bit far back, I'd imagine, to make a move. So he'll just study his enemy in front and look for the weaknesses as we complete a lap here at the Nürburgring. Yeah, it's a shame. We do have stewards. I know this race has been sort of undermined by the drama that's happened in the opening laps. While we haven't personally seen what happened, we will investigate it. But yeah, it's definitely put a sour taste in your mouth early on, and it's not good to see. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens, and yeah, unfortunate, because there are stewards who do put a lot of time and effort in, who would have rectified the situation and handed out penalty points if appropriate. Yeah, you sort of, if you leave the race, then the penalties aren't really going to affect anything, are they, at the end of the day? So it's a shame, but that's what they've chosen to do. Must have been serious. We're going to have a look at what happened. But yeah, we're 9 laps in at the moment, coming up to a third of the way through. And it's Taco and Too Rare right now, dueling it out into the Mercedes arena. The Mustang over this Honda, which mid-engine car. It is, I think, that NSX. I don't know if it's the GT4 version, but the GT3 version is quite difficult to get rotated through corners without losing at the rear end. It's a little bit slippy, that one. But Taco seems to have a handle on things at the moment, and he's quite comfortably holding 7th position here as Stag tags onto the back of this train. And the drivers now get into the groove of things as we get a third of the way through this one. Soft tyres for Taco right now. Right on board with the man. Yeah, I agree. I have to agree, Kyle. I have to agree with those sentiments. Too Rare. And I think it's quite it's the timing of it's quite impeccable, really, because of what happened with the FIA Nations Cup race. I think that was a very, very serious incident. We had like 4, 5, 6 cars out. The drivers obviously had to continue to race. A red flag was called. I would imagine it was because of that. So Deathsight's done a really short stint on his mediums, interestingly. That's an interesting one from Deathsight. So he doesn't want to stay on those mediums for much longer. He must have been losing too much time. So, yeah, Deathsight can tick off the medium, but interesting stuff from the race leader there. Here's Gel Speed and Magic Man. Magic Man looks to be making inroads in that gap with him and Gel Speed, so keep an eye on this one. Magic Man's going to be pushing forward in just a few moments, I'd imagine. He looks like he's got the pace. The AMG may be losing a bit of grip here at this point in time. Here we go. Magic Man will fancy having a crack at this one. Gel Speed knows he needs to defend that inside line. He's going to have to keep it tight. It's going to compromise his exit speed a little bit. So Gel Speed needs to be all over it here. Not a bad job from Gel Speed at the moment. Burying the accelerator pedal up through the Schumacher S's before hitting the brakes again to make the turn. But it's easy to run wide here. Gel Speed's kept it within track limits perfectly there. Well done. And right now, Gel Speed occupies the last and final podium position. There's Death Scythe, the net race leader. He's pitted early and he's gotten rid of the mediums. He didn't run a long stint on those mediums at all. It was about maybe 4 or 5 laps. And he's decided to chuck them in the bin and go back to the quicker soft tyre. Obviously won't last as long, but he should have the pace to catch back up. Understand the frustrations there, Hoodie. But I wouldn't vent your frustrations in a public forum like this. I would take it behind the closed doors so the stewards and officials can properly investigate the situation. I didn't see what happened, so I can't really comment on it. But apart from like who's at fault, but I just don't like seeing drivers leave. But that's just my opinion on the situation. But we will go back and investigate it, like I said, and we'll get to the bottom of it all. So at the moment, Taco has 2 cars who want his 6th spot, and Taco's going to do everything available to him to keep them behind. Short of creating a wall and building a wall of his own. But at the moment he's acting as a rolling chicane and making it life difficult for these 2 in behind. As you can see, Too Rare is losing the pace on Stag, but DNA Stag, he's right there on the gearbox of this Mustang. And Stag looks hungry for an overtake here, so keep an eye on Stag. I don't think it's going to be too long before he gets the courage and the momentum to make one stick here. Here we go, up to the start-finish line to finish lap 11. And Stag's going to have the slipstream up towards turn 1. This is going to be a great opportunity for him to be the last of the late breakers if he can do it. It's a hard corner to get it right without running wide. He wasn't close enough. The slipstream wasn't as effective as I thought it would be for Stag through there. Dutchman right there in 10th place. There's J-Rod, he's in 11th, and Big Red is just coming around for the Powerhouse Racing team. Magic Man, though, on Gel Speed, he's even closer at this point in time, and Gel Speed runs wide. We've seen other drivers do that same mistake, and people get punished for it. You can see the gap between Magic Man. He's got not much to worry about, but this is the man he's chasing, Gel Speed from Rockefeller, who's up there in 2nd spot. And he's been there for a few laps now after Death Scythe went in early on for a pit. Oh, he's got the advantage on him here. Gel Speed sweating bullets at the moment. He's side by side with him now, coming down the back straight up towards the chicane. It's the battle of the top end. Who's got the quicker engine here under the BOP? Who's got the top speed and the torque to get away from the exit quicker? That's edged him out. And Magic Man's going to have to work even harder to get back in front. Maybe he can do something in the pits. Maybe he can split the strategy here and jump him, undercut him, something. I think Magic Man's going to have another go at it though. Here we go, in behind. Gel Speed now promoted to first, so these two are now running first and second on track. As Taco, Spec 1 and Becwa are in. We just saw Spec 1 go for the mediums. So you can tick Spec 1 off your list of medium drivers. There's Deathscythe. So that early pit stop to get off the mediums looks like it's working now. He's caught the front two. But they're duking it out, and Deathscythe still can't find a way around either, much like Magic Man has been struggling now for some time. So will Deathscythe have any better luck? Gel Speed doing a really good job of defending this one. Gel Speed knows he's got some quick drivers in behind, and he knows he needs to be defending now. He has to be confident though, and not let the pressure get to him. Gel Speed needs to hold his own here. He's doing a good job at the moment. Oh, what happened there? Deathscythe, we're on board with him. Oh, a bit of contact, I think. Little Mac was caught out. The two stronger together racers there come together. Very interesting from Deathscythe. Let's have a look. All of a sudden, it looked like he hit the curb and it just upset the car. Ah, yeah, very, very weird. And, yeah, a bit of a contact as well. Very interesting. Yeah, it was a bit of a bump draft there. It sort of reset Deathscythe more than anything, so it was actually a good hit. A great hit. All right, here we go. Strategy's being split. Magic Man doesn't follow Gel in. And Magic Man will go around. This is that replay of that incident. Deathscythe from a different view here. Watch as he comes up to these S's here. He cuts the inside line. It's very interesting. I don't know why that happened. Then he was hit from Little Mac in behind. There's Little Mac right now in third. So they're two stronger together racers. Second and third right now. But it's Magic Man from Rocket. Oh, Deathscythe once again gets the back end out. Is he struggling with tyre degradation maybe? No, he's got a decent amount of tyre left. He's just overdriving the car at this point. There's Little Mac. Little Mac really, really powered through them, but he went all four wheels, I think, onto the green stuff out of the stadium exit, and they're not supposed to be out there. So Little Mac will have to watch his track limits here on in, I think. This is where Deathscythe made the mistake last time. Looks like he's got through that all pretty cleanly. This is the replay. Watch Deathscythe ahead. Gets it all out of whack. And yeah, I think he tried to avoid him there, Little Mac, but Deathscythe closed it on him, and there was nowhere for Little Mac to go. And the bump draft worked wonders for Deathscythe. Absolute wonders, because it was a good recovery bump. Little Mac on the brakes hard. You could see the front of the AMG dip down heavy as he asks all of his braking power to pull him up. And now they will go around this man, Magic Man, into the pits. Let's see if he beats Gel Speed. This is the race that is on. I think it's between him and Gel Speed. Magic Man now. Some fuel as well, so Magic Man splashed and dashed. And he comes out into 5th position, just behind Spec 1. Stag is there in 6th. And there's Becwa. So the drivers now closing the gaps as the pit strategies now start to close in. This is Touré and the Mustang. I think it was Touré he was racing, wasn't it? Touré must have lost out then. So Touré's on the mediums. We can tick him off. 305's on the softs at the moment. It's a soft tyre for Fam's J-Rod. Medium for Big Red, so tick him off. Oh, he's cooked it into the first turn there. Not what he wants to do. Softs at the moment for Little Mac. It is softs for Deathscythe, but you can see he's used his tyres a little bit more because he went in a bit for an earlier pit stop. And maybe that's why we've seen him sliding around a little bit. He's overdriving the car with the tyres that are not quite capable of it, giving him the grip requirements he's asking. Little Mac's got around him though. And there's Gel Speed also on soft tyres, and he's catching up Deathscythe at a rate of knots. And I don't think it's going to be long before the Audi driver is pushed one more position back, as these guys who pitted later are now coming through with the pace. You can see Gel Speed opens up the door on Deathscythe. He's got the inside line. That's where Gel Speed wants to be. Braking hard for the first turn. And it should be Gel Speed who comes ahead. I don't know if Deathscythe will get the switch over here. No, he can't. He wasn't able to do it. So great move from Gel Speed. And I'd imagine it's not going to be long before Deathscythe is back inside the pit lane asking for some new rubber tyres to go on that thing, because it looks like he's losing a bit of time now. And he's losing a lot of grip. You can see the car wobble left to right. Lots of corrective steering to get that one back straight. Mediums for Spec 1. And Magic Man is on the soft as well. So there is most of the tyres. I'll go through the list of drivers who've gotten the mediums out of the way. The ones we've ticked off, we got Becwa, Hyper, sorry, not Hyper, the Flying Dutchman, which is 305, Big Red, Spec 1, Touré, and Stag have all done the mediums. They're the ones we've managed to spot here at home. Oh! Where did that come from? Magic Man, is he just let through from Spec 1? Did Spec 1 just let that happen? Have a look at the telemetry. Has he just chucked the brakes on or what? He was just caught out. He's got the hazards on here. Was there an incident just happened before that? That was very interesting. Very interesting. Spec 1's going in. I'm not sure what Spec 1 was saying sorry about here. Let's have a look. This was the run up to the S's. Unless it was something that happened earlier on. At this point, hazard lights are flashing. And Spec 1 just lets Magic Man through. So, yeah, interesting call. Teammate help, whatever. Not sure what that was about, though, but Spec 1 let his teammate go through. Becwa's been let through as well, so Spec 1, is there something happening to him? Interesting call. I'm not sure what's happened to Spec 1 there. But he now finds himself in the no man's land in 5th place. Deathscythe, he's there in 6th. I think he's gone for new tyres. He has. So Deathscythe has decided time for some new softs. He's got to catch up though to the front. He didn't manage it before, and I think he's losing time having split the strategy the way he's done it. But here we go. We got Gel Speed and Little Mac dueling it up through the Nurburgring GP circuit. And Little Mac from Stronger Together Racing up against Rockefeller Racing, Gel Speed. And it's AMG versus AMG here. So it's all about the driver pace and the situation and how much their tyres have degraded on them and what they've got left. And again, confidence will be the one who wins out here. Gel Speed looks like he's got a bit extra pace on Little Mac, but Little Mac being in front, he's got the track advantage, and Gel Speed at the moment can't quite navigate around. He's going to be asking for assistance soon. Here we go, the slipstream is back on. Looking up behind, first place Little Mac here. Gel Speed's coming through with some pace. He's going to cover the inside line, and Gel Speed, is he going to try go around the long route or get the switch over here? Oh, I think he's done it. Gel Speed needs the pace and the torque. Inside line though for Little Mac, and that should be his spot back. And Gel Speed isn't giving up though. Rockefeller driver just going for it here. Gel Speed working very hard, pressurizing the green Stronger Together racer of Little Mac into a mistake. But at the moment, Little Mac hasn't done anything that has let Gel Speed take an advantage. You can see Magic Man now up into third, and Magic Man, I think, will be fighting for a podium spot. Death Scythe, who I thought would easily win it, I don't know. I think his strategy has ruined his opportunity today. We're past the halfway mark of this race, and Gel Speed with the number 666 is looking to maybe get this one in. Gel Speed, has he got the pace? He has got the inside line. Little Mac's going to find it hard to get that one back, and he hasn't yet. Little Mac there is edging in a nose, and Magic Man right now, all three of them are fighting for first place. And it's going to be absolutely unpredictable what happens here at this point. We've got two AMGs versus Alexis. It's Gel Speed. He's going to try cover off both of them in the middle. He's got a very hard task ahead of him. Oh, Gel Speed's made a mistake. Little Mac's been reset because he's cut too much of the corner. Magic Man will take second. Bekwa comes through for first, and Bekwa's going into the pits. So is Little Mac. So there we go. Little Mac lost about 3 to 4 seconds out of that. And Gel Speed will be very, very pleased with the fight he put up against Little Mac there. Very unfortunate. Bekwa getting some fuel. And Little Mac looks to be getting fuel as well. 2 rare, obviously mediums, is ticked off. Mediums here for Little Mac. As they come into the first turn, DNA Stag was caught up to them. He's going to thread the needle and go through the middle. Bekwa in the Volkswagen, having a hard time of it at the moment. Bekwa keeping a close one into the inside line. And there you can see, we just saw Little Mac run wide. That's where they can't be doing that too often. Stewards will penalise them for that. It looks like Bekwa's got the pace over Little Mac, what's happened to him there? He got caught out, I think. Grip coming around the corner. And he's going to lose spot after spot after spot. And Little Mac, it is just one thing after another today. He was doing so well up the top. And right now, he's got a long road ahead of him as he's fallen back down to 9th. After what looks like a clumsy move. Let's have a look. Right on board with Little Mac. Oh, he just lit the rear wheels up. He was trying to get the power down a little bit too soon. And that's what's cost him. So there he is in 9th place. Unlucky for Little Mac. Taco, though, on the back of the Flying Dutchman. And it's a Honda NSX versus a Jaguar. Tactical Taco using all the curbing on the outside to open up this corner. Up to the straight, get on the power as soon as he can, and maybe orchestrate an overtake or two as we race up towards turn 1. You can see 305 diving to the inside, the best place to be to defend it, but the switchback is always a danger of happening. Taco this time around wasn't close enough to make it work. Kyle Pate requesting a replay of what incident, if I can get it. Taco though, he's racing hard and he's right up on the back bumper of 305. There could be another move on here. He's tucked right up in under that spoiler. He's going to see the gap open up the inside. He can't be... He didn't have the confidence on the braking there to brake any later. And to avoid an incident, he's tucked back in behind 305. As they two go side by side up towards the Schumacher S's. Tactical Taco once again to avoid drama. Just lets off and slots back in behind the Jaguar. And again, we got a yellow in the sector. Have we got... Something's happened. Something has happened to one of the drivers there. Desaith, has he disconnected? So he went out wide and he's just sitting on the brakes there. I'm not sure what's happening to Desaith right now. He's back in it. Desaith has lost a lot of spots. A lot of spots. Such a shame. He was leading this race at one point and he's now down into 10th. So unfortunate for this man. This could be his drop round here today. And he just needs to now get to the end. We've got 9 to go. And yeah, it's a sad one for Desaith. This is Spec 1 though, leading by 11 seconds. Seems like a big lead, but I imagine he's still got a bit of tyre left. Has he got enough? He looks like he's got fuel to the end. Tyres to the end? He'll be pushing it, but we're going to have to wait and see. Gel speed's on the mediums, obviously, and he is 11 seconds behind Spec 1. I'm not sure what's happening with Spec 1 and Co, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one. This is Magic Man and Becwa. The Magic Man, who's been fighting very, very valiantly today, now up into the top 3 with his teammate Gel Speed just ahead. So, and actually it's going to be 1, 2, 3 for Rockefeller Racing if it stays like this. So we'll have to wait and see. Could be some very good team points for Rockefeller at this point. It is Stronger Together Racing who leads the team championship in the Pro Division. And if Rockefeller can score the points they are today, well, they might just be leading it after round 2. Becwa, he fancies a go up the inside. Magic Man didn't seem too phased by it. Is he going to go back for the switch over? Becwa delays the turn in there, and Magic Man, I think, got caught out with that tactic. Legal as anything, and Becwa outsmarted Magic Man there. And that was a really good tactical move from the Canadian. And now Magic Man has it all to work for again, as he's demoted to 4th place and outside the top 3, which he was looking so comfortably in just a few laps ago. The Lexus driver, there's a bit of work ahead of them, and it looks like they're catching Gel Speed now, so it might not be long before they're back up and racing in the top 3 once again. Let's see if Gel Speed can hold it. Becwa running. Looked like he ran a lot of speed into the hairpin there. Thought he was going to run a bit wide as he got out onto the marbles. But Becwa seems to have it controlled at the moment. We're coming to the end of this one. 8 to go. I think it's going to come down to the very final lap as we see who's extracting what out of their tyre and fuel strategies at this point. Spec 1 is leading. Whether or not he's going to get those tyres to the end will be a big question. Let's get you a tyre update as we get to the end. You can see there's the softs for Spec 1. He's definitely got the fuel to get him there. It is mediums for gel speed, so gel speed looks like he's going to be ending on the mediums. Becquois on softs as well. Magic Man on some mediums. So we've got 2 drivers in the top 4 at the moment on medium tyres. Is Magic Man going to have a crack? Not today. The laps are ticking down. And Stag is on softs, but I think Stag's going to have to come in probably at the end of this or next lap. So Stag looks like those softs might be getting away from him. Little Max up to 6th, and he's got soft tyres on at this point. The Flying Dutchman does, and I think he should get to the end with those. There's Taco and 2 Rare. Side by side into the arena now. The Mustang gets him, and Taco has been beaten around the corner, and 2 Rare needs the exit here. They stayed off that green turf. Good stuff. And yeah, Taco now fighting hard for 9th and 8th. 2 Rare. Well, his tyres are a bit used, aren't they? So Taco's going to have the advantage here. I think 2 Rare might need to do another pit stop at this point. If he doesn't, he's going to be struggling at the end with tyre deg. That is for sure. Because it looks like this Mustang's quite heavy on those tyres of his. 2 Rare has used the medium tyre, so he's okay there. Ooh, Taco on the brakes. Great stuff from Taco. He was more confident to brake later, and 2 Rare's been caught napping. The Mustang, there's nothing he could do about that. Look at this, Taco sees the gap. Thank you very much, I'll take that one. And 8th place for Taco on the board. I don't think anyone needs fuel at the moment. I think they've all filled up. Deathscythe's got the fuel. Big Red. Spec, obviously. Was there a did Spec go into the pits at some point? I thought Spec had used tyres. Yeah, look, he's got used tyres here. So Spec has gone into the pits, and he's come out in front. Am I not seeing? I'm not seeing things, am I? This is gel speed, last lap. This is his pit stop. He come back out in first. Unbelievable. Holy hell. I didn't think he'd do that. I think the whole field's been caught napping there. That is the tactic of the century, and it's working wonders. He can go to the end now on some fresh softs. Massive lead for Spec. 6 seconds. Spec, I think Spec's got this one in the bag, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable strategy call from him there. Caught me by surprise. And wow, what a drive from Spec. Congratulations on that one. That was perfect timing. Great call. Couldn't get that one any better at all. Well, it was a pit exit violation for Spec. And look at this. The top guys are having to come into the pits here. Gel speed as well. So Spec's got a massive lead. I don't know where he gained all that time. Gel speed, getting rid of the mediums. Becquois getting new tyres on as well. Oh, Becquois jumped a few of them. Becquois is out in second. Magic Man in behind. Magic Man's jumped. Oh, gel speed, that could be a violation as well. Gel speed, we saw him go over that white line on the exit. He had two tyres over it, so that could be a violation warning for him. But Becquois jumped both Magic Man and Gel Speed in that pit stop, and Becqua now flying away to the end of this one. 5 laps to go, and it's anyone's game here for second, but they need to keep it clean at this point. Yeah, I would like to go back and investigate at what point, how did Spec made that work? We'll have to ask him in the interviews, because that seemed to have come out of nowhere from Spec 1. A great move from him, great call in the strategy, and he's got a huge lead now on everyone else. So I don't know what made the difference for him, but it caught me by surprise, and I'm sure it's caught the rest of them, because we had a good picture of the entire race. These drivers out there, they wouldn't have been able to see the overall picture the way we've been able to analyse this one. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how he did that. There's Stag in 5th place right now. There's Taco, he's pushed forward to 6th. Little Mac in 7th place. There's J-Rod in 8th. He's had a pretty clean race today, so J-Rod will be very happy with how his day's gone. The Flying Dutchman in 9th. And Death Scythe looks like he's pushed forward after that incident. And he is now up into 10th place. I don't think it's going to be long. He's catching 305 pretty quickly. And Death Scythe has a bit of pace behind him. It's just been unfortunate he's been involved in 1 or 2 mistakes, which have cost him potentially the win today. There is 2 Rare in 11th. Interesting to see him so far down. And for Powerhouse Racing Team is Big Red. He finishes the field there in 12th place. But it's the story of today has been Spec 1 and his Spec 1 strategy. It has just been the best call. He's got the biggest lead, 15 seconds. There is not much competition for him as we come to the closing stages of this one. 4 to go here. Yeah, Becqua's had a good one too. I think Becqua started somewhere near the midfield, so he's had to clamber his way forward today. And yeah, that is why I say never give up. You never know what could happen. Spec 1 is a great example of that. Becqua also. I mean, things can then not go your way, like we've seen with Death Scythe, but when it goes your way, it is spectacular. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to find out how Spec 1 did that. But there's Gel Speed in 4th place. Looks like he's catching these guys. Has he got enough pace, though, to get them before the end of it? That's the $1 million question. Because he's not too far off getting that 3rd place. Magic Man occupying it for the moment. Gel Speed just needs to be quicker. Right on board for a lap with this man. And see if he's got the pace here to catch up to the drivers who are just in front. They're duking it out, so they should be slowing down and being backed into him. So you'd imagine it's going to be in Gel Speed's favour. Lots of screeching going on through here. Needs to get on the power sooner rather than later. All 4 wheels off there. He can't do that. And then almost 2 wheels off the other side. Track limits being tested here. So we've got 2 new drivers coming for Stronger Together Racing. So stick around for the announcement at some point. Make sure you support them on Facebook as well. It looks like the gap now between 2nd and 3rd, and then up to Gel Speed here in 4th is just opening up slightly. Doesn't look like Gel Speed's going to be able to put together the lap he wants to. There's 2 in front of him while they're in mid-battle on track. Gel Speed hasn't been able to leverage that to catch up. So they've just got a little bit more pace than him, it looks at this moment. Braking late for the final chicane. Careful not to cut too much of the corners. And then as you come into this one, ride this curb to open up the final right-hander. It's a sweeping one. It feels like it goes on forever and ever. And then back on the power as soon as you can. As you can see, Magic Man frantically dashing left to right, looking for a gap to open. As we're on lap 28 of 30, and the laps are quickly disappearing for Magic Man. And Becquar's job is almost complete. But he needs to wait till the checkered flag is out before he can switch off and relax. Right now he needs to be 100% alert and ready for anything that Magic Man might pull out. We've seen Becquar, he made the move up into the first turn. Getting the inside line here on Magic Man a few laps ago. He delayed his turn in and Magic Man couldn't quite get the switch over as Becquar had it covered. And now, ever since then, Becquar has been holding second place. And he's doing a great job of defending it. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Schwartz. This is definitely not over for second at all. Do not discount Magic Man here for a second. And you never know. Becquar could get to his limit here. And if he makes a mistake, Magic Man is right there for the taking. Oh, Spec One's had the pit. Has he got big enough lead here to come back out in front of these guys here? I think he will. That is Spec. There's Becquar there. Magic Man running through. Spec easily. Oh, watch his pit exit. Watch his pit exit. Again, another violation. Another violation. I think he was anyway, because I think he went across that line a bit too soon. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Yep, he can't cross that line. So Spec 1's going to be in the steward's office explaining his actions later, I think. This is Becquar in second. Yeah, you're the rock of, you don't want to be losing a win because of pit exits like that, which if your penalties accrue too much, it would be a shame to lose such a hard-fought win over something so simple as a safety violation like that one. Becquar at the moment though, we're on the penultimate lap here for the Pro Division Round 2 at the Nurburgring GP, and the race for second is also coming to a close. I don't think Magic Man quite has the... Excuse me, I don't think Magic Man quite has the pace he needs to mount an attack on this man, Becquar. He's just too quick in that Volkswagen, that's for sure. Rules are rules, though. If you listen to the Lights at F1 podcast, obviously the stewards have a pretty tough job in the Formula One world, and why we always criticise their decisions. A rule's a rule, I say, and if it's, you can't just pick and choose when you want to follow a rule. So if that's what the rule states, that you can't cross a line here or there, doesn't matter if you gain something or not. It's the rule. That's how I personally see things in the motorsport world. Becquar, right now, could be losing that second place. He struggled into that first turn, and Magic Man got an excellent exit, and he's now right up the clacker of that Volkswagen. And Magic Man looks very, very angry and very motivated to take that second place away. Can Beckwar keep his cool though? That's what he needs to do here at this point. On board with Magic Man, and he's so close. So close here on the last lap. Will there be a dive bomb? Here we go. It opens up. Not quite. Not quite at this moment. Magic Man running out of corners to make anything work. And Beckwar's done a fantastic job of defending. This is Spec 1. He's coming around to win the race. And it'll be a great win for Spec 1. And this is Beckwar, Magic Man. Magic Man, this is going to be it for him. There's nothing left in it. But it's this man, Spec 1, who wins round 2. And what a win it was from Spec 1. Fantastic strategy in the end. Got him that huge win. Beckwar and Magic Man not separated by much at all. 4/10 in it. And Magic's run out of laps here to get the overtake. And Beckwar's defended it. Really hard for second there. And Magic Man in third. Gel Speed comes around for 4th place. Stag will see the checkered flag and gain 5th. Little Mac here in 6th, just ahead of Tactical Taco. Great race from these guys. 8th place is the Flying Dutchman. He's got Death Scythe right there in 9th. So Death Scythe made a few more positions before the end. But 9th place is the best he could manage today. It's Too Rare in 10th place. J-Rod finishes there in 11th. And Big Red will finish in 12th place. But it was Spec 1 who take the glory today. And he took the headlines with a crazy strategy. So we'll have to wait and see what he has to say about that in the post-race interview. So stick around, because we will be asking them all the important questions. And we will be getting to the bottom of the first lap drama. We will have just a slightly extended broadcast where we check it out after the interview. So if you want to stick around and see what happened, what caused all the drama early on, we will have a look. But we've got the interviews to get through. So we will have Spec 1, Beckwar and Magic Man on the podiums. And I will leave it up to the audience to pick our 4th interviewee. If you've got someone you'd like me to ask questions to, please tell me in the comments now. Otherwise, I will just pick it. I'm going to leave it open to you guys out there. Thank you, Jonathan Jones, for liking it. Thank you to everyone who's also supported us today with a like here and there, and also sharing the stream as well, and to all the regulars that come each and every week. I do appreciate it. So there is your race results. Top 12. Gel Speed getting the fastest lap today. And we will call in the drivers. Sorry, not Death Scythe. Spec 1. Why am I going Gel Speed? It's Beckwar, Magic Man, and Spec 1. Yes, we got Monza next week. We do have Monza. And let's get into the interview rooms with the drivers. Thank you, Jonathan. It was a good race. Yeah, we're just waiting now for our drivers to pile into the interview room. I've got Spec 1 here. Beckwar's joined. And Magic Man. They're all here. Welcome along, fellas. It's good to have you here at the end of the day for an interview. I'll start with you, Spec 1. How did you do that? you just come out of nowhere with a crazy strategy, and all of a sudden you're 15 seconds in the lead. What? Just ride that one through us. How did you do that?
It was actually a mistake. I worked a lot with Arrowhead and the whole Rockefeller Racing team, and we were stuck on a 6-6-6-6-6 across the board strategy. And then I got talking to some of the other guys, and we were going to do a 6-7-4-7-6. And then I got to my second stop, and I'd taken tires and realized I did it on 6 when I should have done it on 7. So I did 6s first, 4, and then 2 7s to try and stick to the strategy. And then I took fuel on my mediums.
Right. Well, you just all of a sudden you were just so much further ahead than everyone else, and I don't think anyone was expecting you to jump the way you did. Where did you start on the grid, out of curiosity?
Actually, I was a bit confused. I think I missed the very last hot lap because I was still on my out lap, so I was confused and thought I should have been in 3rd. But I want to say I started 5th on the grid.
Right. So you had a bit of working out to do. How'd your start go? Did you get a good start? Was there a bit of drama?
Yeah, that was the biggest and most nerve-wracking part was just get through turn 1, make it through turn 1, make it through turn 1, and then you're good. And that's what I kept telling myself. And a little bumping happened here and there, and then luckily I came out all right. And then I just kind of blacked out after that, got into my rhythm, and just went for it.
Well, it worked out, man, and you got a win and 34 points on the board. So congratulations.
Heck yeah! Hey, it all goes out to the team, man. Every one of those guys, we worked our asses off. So
it's good to hear, and I'm sure your teammates. Well, you got your bosses watching, so they were happy.
Yeah, Rocky, what up? Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Well, thank you very much.
What's going on, guys? Heck yeah, we did it.
You did. You did work. How many laps? How much practice time do you think you put in?
A lot. Big shout out to my girlfriend because she just puts up with me spacing out on that. I probably was on at least every day for 2 to 3 hours every day, for sure.
It's a decent amount. Well, thanks for having a chat and congratulations once again, bro.
All right. Hey, thank you.
And it was Becwa who stole the second place. You cemented that position after getting the overtake on Magic Man, and you delayed your turn in after turn 1, and he just wasn't able to get past you since then. It was a good job.
Yeah, it was. I tried to contain him. Mostly at the last lap, my tire was going away. So, yeah.
What about your strategy today? Was it planned ahead of time?
Yeah. Kind of. I had like 2-3 strategies in mind. It was depending on traffic. I completely messed up my first lap. Got a bit deconcentrated by all the chat going on.
Yep.
Kind of missed my braking point. I started 4th, and I think I was like 11th at the end of the first lap. So that wasn't really fun, but my strategy made me come up.
Yeah, man. Well, if you kept grinding at it, and you ended up on second spot, so never giving it worked out for you at the end. So it was a good run.
Yeah, and after the first lap, I was not held up a lot. Was lucky enough to be able to pass like a couple cars fast enough, not be much held up. So yeah, went well.
Where did you feel that Magic Man might have been able to get the overtake on you? Was there somewhere on the track that he was stronger than you, or were you equally matched?
I think at the airpin, maybe at the airpin and both airpin, the first curve and the airpin.
Yep.
They were the two stressful pace for me.
Right. Well, they're popular overtaking spots, but you did it. You defended it, and yeah, second spot. Got to be happy with that, man. Good points as well.
Yes,
so well done.
Thanks.
No worries. That was Becwa, and you were driving the Volkswagen, weren't you?
Yeah.
How's that off the start? Is that a good starting, like false? Is it a good off the standing still
No,
start?
off the line, no. It's not the. It's no, off the line's not as big. It's not really good.
Right. Oh, well.
There's a couple car worse. The Supra is worse. I was driving the Supra.
Yep.
The Supra is a bit worse. But it's I think is part of the worst cars in the starts. But it's really good on tires.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So,
you take some, you win some, but I guess starts won't be your big point to win. Anyway, thanks again, man.
I think. Okay. Thank you.
That's all right, Beckwar. I've got Magic Man, 3rd place. You fought hard, bro, but you just weren't able to find the space around Beckwar at the end. It was too good.
Yeah, that was a good race. Beckwell's got great defense. I'll give it up to him. That was I tried everything the last 2 laps and standing on the brakes and trying to break as late as possible. Just he had great defense. Stayed in front of me. It was a good job on his part.
Yeah, I asked him where he thought maybe you would be able to get the overtake. Did you feel somewhere Beckwar was slower than you that maybe could have a shot?
No, I think we were pretty much evenly matched. It's just that I knew that I had to outbrake him, and I can tell his tires were going, but at the same time, mine were too. So it was kind of like a tit for tat. I wanted to be careful and not throw away a podium, but at the same time, I wanted to keep pressure, and I just at the end just couldn't gather it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a hard fought race. The Lexus is usually pretty strong, but you should be pretty good for Monza, I'd imagine, in that Lexus in 2 weeks' time.
Oh yeah, it should be pretty good. Yeah, it should be good there. I want to give a shout out to Ryan. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, brother. Good race. Good race.
No, good to see. Magic, did you see anything that happened up into turn 1? There was apparently a big collision or something that happened. Did you manage to spot anything?
It's just typical turn 1 stuff. Everybody was trying to get out and get ahead because, if you're up front and you can get out and clean out, get the clean air out of turn 1, you can, you can get a gap going. But I think everybody was on the same page of trying to get the same thing, and it just not enough track for all those cars that were trying to turn in. It was a little hectic.
Oh, well, you survived it at the end of the day, and you got yourself on the podium. So congratulations again.
Awesome, thank you, buddy.
No dramas. And then there was Death Scythe, qualified first, leading the race. Talk us through what happened to you today, because you were looking like a win.
Honestly, I'm not sure what happened. I fell apart, plain and simple. I will say, along with Beckwar, seeing the chat going off to everybody and then seeing Boys Noise accuse the host just because he was on STR of not pulling a red flag just because I was in front kind of got to me a little bit, and everything just kind of piled up in one race, and I just ended up spinning out of the turn.
Yeah, well, you kept the lead for a few laps, but and then we saw you have an issue through the Schumacher S's. What set that off? Was it just the curb unsettling the car?
Actually, no. Funnily enough, where most people prefer their car to have less fuel, in the Audi, I actually need a bit more fuel in the car because once fuel starts going, the rear end starts getting really loose. So it was just a matter of I was low on fuel, the car got loose, and I barely managed to save it before Little Matt gave me the mother of all bump drafts.
Yeah, he did, and it was like a blessing in disguise because it was a great recovery for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I managed to save it, but I don't know. It's kind of funny. I've always tried drifting on the wheel, and I could never do it on purpose, but when I do it on accident, I always manage to... I know exactly what to do to save the car. So, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, or maybe I'm just lucky.
Oh, I think it's probably a bit of both. Bit of skill, bit of luck. It's always a bit 50-50. But, yeah, Monza for you in 2 weeks. How do you feel you're going to go there? Do you think you can maybe get a win?
Well, I've qualified good in the first 2 races, and then both races I've made mistakes that drops me to the field, so my confidence is a little shot right now. not much I can really do about it except just get on the track, put the laps in, hopefully have a better result at Monza. I know the curbs are probably going to be a pain in the Audi. The mid-engine cars seem to not like hitting the curbs as much. I know I had problems with the Ferrari back in the TNTR days, so
Yeah,
just got to see how it goes.
The GT3 458 is very, very touchy on the curbs. I drive it. I've been driving it almost exclusively since the start, and I find the GT3 and curbs just do not mix.
They really don't.
No, they don't. They don't. But yeah, I'm lucky,
But,
man.
you know, yeah, despite the bad result, I still got to give props to my team captain. After his race, he spent a lot of time with me, Taco, and Mac trying to, and Becwa as well, just trying to get us to grips with the track. It's actually his home track. He tends to practice a lot here, so he has plenty of miles racked up, so I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, definitely. You've got some good teammates and some good, some experience there to bounce things off and maybe, yeah, secure a win in Monza and get that mental state of mind focused and ready.
Hopefully, yeah. Thanks for hosting the stream as always, Josh. I'm going to let you get back to it. I have to discuss with Clay and Catch at some point about how everything went down. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be internal review of some sort, so we'll let them sort that out. But yeah, great racing to everyone here, and thanks for having a chat with me. It's been a good race, so thanks.
No problem,
No
Josh.
problem. You have a good night.
Hey, thanks.
No worries, guys. Thank you very much. Well, this is where we'd usually end the stream, but right now we're gonna just quickly have a look at this start. There was obviously some issues for some people. Hoodie, I think, was involved, so let's have a look. So Hoodie was way out in front, was he? Gel speed. Bit of argy-bargy. Wasn't a lot of argy-bargy. Where's the telemetry? Isn't the telemetry supposed to pop up? Apparently not. Wasn't the worst start I've seen. I mean, Hoodie did get punted out, and that sucks for him. What happened to Boy's Noise? Boy's Noise was caught. Was he not in the right position? That's a strange one there for Boy's Noise. So I don't know what happened there. Hoodie got caught out, and then I don't know who the next one was that was involved. Sika had a really great start. Like, he was up there fighting for him. But we did lose Sika at one point. That was a good little battle here between Beckwar and Gel Speed. want CK. And CK, well, we all saw what happened with CK. Gel Speed was out there on the outside. It's just one of those things. I don't think Gel Speed did that on purpose. It's one of those racing incidents. You race hard, sometimes you're not going to win. And yeah, we're already down to 13. So that's how we lost the drivers. It's going to be obviously some were asking for red flags. We didn't get that red flag, but yeah, there'll be an investigation obviously later on, and that was the situation there. So very, very, it was a bad way to start, but we got a great ending anyway, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the stewards say about everything and what comes out of it during the week. So I guess we'll keep you updated with that one, but guys, make up your own mind on that one. But yeah, that was it. I don't want to undermine the efforts of Spec One, Beckwar, Magic Man as well today. They deserve those podium finishes, and it was a fantastic race. We do have the Elite Division next week at Monza, same time, 10 a.m. GMT plus 10. So stick around for that. But until then, I've been your commentator Josh Gahan here at Demo One. Thanks for joining me along. Thanks for all the likes, shares, and the new subscribers as well if you've done that. And to everyone, the regulars who turn up week after week after week and support us here. Thank you very much. We will talk a little bit later. But until then, good night. And we'll see you in the next race. Bye-bye.